in the wake of today's dramatic arrest of an avid Trump supporter accused of being the so-called MAGAbomber who mailed 14 package bombs to top Democrats and public figures, there are lingering questions surrounding the nature of homemade explosives and whether or not they were ever meant to detonate. Appearing at a press conference Friday afternoon to announce the arrest of 56-year-old Florida resident Cesar Sayoc Jr., FBI Director Christopher Wray offered the most detailed description of the improvised explosive devices to date, which is essentially potential explosive materials that give off heat and energy through a reaction to heat, shock or friction, the head of FBI told the press. None of the pipe bombs sent to Bill and Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, George Soros, Robert De Niro, Joe Biden, Senator Cory Booker, CNN officers in New York City and others went off. Law enforcement sources previously said they believed the pipe bombs were either ineptly constructed or not intended to blow up. Wray, however, emphasized on Friday that these were no fakes. Though we are still analyzing the devices in our laboratory, these are not hoax devices, he said. Sayoc, a registered Republican with a lengthy criminal record, has been charged with 5 federal crimes, including interstate transportation of an explosive, illegal mailing of explosives, threats against a former president, threatening interstate communications, and assaulting current and former federal officers. It is important to note that the suspected bomber was not charged with attempted murder or any related counts, giving a strong indication that the EIDs were not operational and posed no actual threat to the lives of their recipients. On the eve of Sayoc's arrest, a federal law enforcement official told Reuters that the culprit had found the design and instructions for building the bombs on the internet. The instructions for such devices are widely available on websites and in propaganda distributed by Islamic militant groups including Al-Qaeda and ISIS, said the official and a former federal government bomb expert. The federal official also said the designs could have been lifted from the Anarchist Cookbook, a notorious bomb and hacker manual dating to the early 1970s. What they wanted to do was scare people, cause disruption, but not necessarily hurt anybody, because if they'd wanted to hurt people the bombs would have gone off, said Matthew Bradley, a former CIA agent and current regional security director of International SOAS in Control Risks. Rhode Island chemistry professor Jimmy Oxley, an explosives expert, told the news agency that the PVC bombs were poorly designed. The small size restricts what materials might actually function in it, said Oxley, who has built 130 pipe bombs at the request of the FBI and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives to 8 investigators. The presence of PVC in the devices led her to believe the bomb builder wrongly thought the relatively lightweight material would not be detected by X-ray. The bombs were all sent through the major United States Postal Service mailing facility in South Florida, Opelika Processing and Distribution Center.